Children, now in this part we will discuss about that the conservation of energy and principle of conservation of energy. Let us consider first what is conservation of energy. Now consider that a body starts from rest. Now when the body starts from rest, so the body has potential energy. Initially the body has potential energy, but however when it starts moving, the potential energy is converted to kinetic energy. So when it is in moving or in motion, it becomes kinetic energy. So therefore now we can say that here there is a conversion from potential energy to convert to kinetic energy. But however, whenever there is a conversion from potential energy to kinetic energy, the question rises here that whether all the energy from that potential energy which the body possessed previously now is converted to kinetic energy or not. So, but in fact it is not. All that potential energy is not converted to kinetic energy, because by the time when it starts moving, some of its energy may be converted to any other form of energy, like suppose sound energy or heat energy, etc., etc. Now in such cases what happens, that if we will calculate all this sound energy and heat energy and the kinetic energy possessed by the body at that position, then we can say that previously how much potential energy was there, now the body is having the same amount of the energy at that end. And in such cases we can say the entire system is an isolated system. So for an isolated system, we can say that all sorts of energy is converted from one form to the another form, and there will be no other forms of energy that will be formed. So therefore, according to the principle of conservation of energy, energy can neither be created nor it be destroyed. But it can change only one form to another form. What does it mean? It means that at any instant, whenever a body is moving, or it may be converted from one form to another form of energy, all that energy previously or initially, how much energy was possessed by the body, that can be converted to the other one. Or in other words, we can say that at any instant of time, the energy will be remain conserved. Energy conserved. In an isolated system in the sense, if there will be no further wastage of any other form of energy. For example, now when an electric bulb that glows on, in that condition we can say that the electrical energy that will be converted to that light energy. The purpose is to convert light energy, but however some amount of energy that will be converted here to that heat energy, which is otherwise called as unuseful energy. Unuseful energy, or that is a form of wastage of energy or dissipated energy. But however, this light energy, that is your purposeful of energy. Now in this part of the energy, that we will see that how the principle of conservation of energy is justified, or it can be verified in case of a free falling body, and next to that in case of a simple pendulum. Let us see here that how the principle of conservation of energy is verified in case of a free falling body. Consider a body of mass m is kept at a height h from the ground. And the body here is attracted by the gravity, so therefore acceleration due to gravity is g. So mass of the body, that is m, acceleration due to gravity, that is g, and it is kept at a height from ground, that is h. Now here in this case we will discuss whenever the body falls freely, how the energy is conserved at every position. Let us consider the initial position is A. At position A, we will find out that potential energy, that is equal to m into g into h. Whereas kinetic energy K is equal to, K should be half mv square, but however, since the body is at rest condition, so V is equal to 0. So therefore, by putting the value of V is equal to 0, it becomes half m into 0. So therefore 0. Therefore now we can say that the total amount of the energy U plus that K, sorry, this becomes U plus K, or the total amount of the energy E, that is equal to U plus K, or in such cases we can say that it becomes mgh plus 0. So total amount of the energy, that is equal to mgh at this instant. That means now in this case we can say that the body is having maximum potential energy, whereas the kinetic energy is 0. Now when the body falls freely and at position B, consider that it has reached at a position B and the body has traveled a distance, say x. So therefore now we can say that from the level of the ground, it is now at a height of h minus x. So it has traveled x distance, reached at the position B, and such that from the ground the height of that object is h minus x. Therefore now at B, so at position B, now the potential energy U, that becomes mg into height from the ground, that is equal to h minus x, or in other words we can say that it becomes mg h minus mgx. However, the kinetic energy, since the body has travelled up to a distance of x, so therefore kinetic energy K, that is equal to half mv square, but this v square, as from the equation of motion, as we know that v square is equal to 2gh, provided u is equal to 0, previously it was at rest, so therefore u is equal to 0. So in such cases we can say that here v square, that is equal to 2g, and height means that is equal to the distance travelled, that is x, so therefore 2gx. Now putting the v square value here, we will be getting kinetic energy, that is equal to half m v square, that is equal to 2gx. So now cancelling this 2, we will be getting that the kinetic energy is equal to mgx at this position. Previously it was 0, now it becomes mgx. That means now here we can say that kinetic energy is gradually increasing as it is falling freely. At the same time, previously at position A, that the potential energy was mgh, but now if this becomes mg into h minus x, that this means that potential energy is reduced and somehow the kinetic energy is increased. However, the total amount of the energy, that if you see, the total amount of the energy, that is equal to that the u plus k, so where u is equal to, here it is coming mgh minus mgx plus this kinetic energy, that is coming mgx. So therefore cancelling out these two, that we are getting mgh. Previously at stage A, that we have got mgh, now here also we have got mgh. That means at A, how much amount of the energy it has possessed. Now at B, the same amount of the energy is there, even though some amount of potential energy is converted to kinetic energy, because we have seen that potential energy decreases with the increase of kinetic energy. Now the third condition, if you will see, when the body falls freely such that just before touching the ground, means where it is just going to touch the ground, if we will take a position that is C, it is not touched, but it is just going to touch, because once it will touch, then we cannot calculate, because here that the amount of the mechanical energy that may be converted to any other form of energy like heat energy, sound energy, etc. So therefore we are considering just before touching the ground at position C. At C, where just before touching the ground. Now in such cases, the body has traveled almost all the distance, means h, such that the height from the ground is almost 0. Here height from ground, that is considered to be almost 0, and the body has traveled the distance of the displacement here, displacement of the body traveled, that is equal to h, or the height of the height of the object from the ground. Initially how much it was there, already it has traveled up to that much. So therefore here at this position we can say that potential energy U, that becomes mg into, since the height from the ground is equal to 0, so therefore mg into 0, so the potential energy is 0. This means now all sorts of potential energy previously what it was having, now all that potential energy is gone to be 0. At the same time, if we calculate kinetic energy K, half mv square, and since v square that is equal to 2gh, so therefore now putting the value of v square as 2gh, we will be getting half m into 2gh, or by cancel out 2 we will be getting mgh. So therefore the total amount of the energy, total amount of the mechanical energy, this becomes mgh plus 0, so mgh. That means now here we have seen at position A the total amount of the energy was mgh, and at B the total amount was mgh. C also the total amount of energy, mechanical energy is mgh. But however here the potential energy, that is mgh, and kinetic energy was 0. Here the potential energy, that is reduced, mg into h minus x, that means potential energy reduced, and kinetic energy, that is equal to mg x. So that means somehow it is increased. Here kinetic energy, that is equal to mgh, and potential energy, that is 0. So that means now we can say that when a body falls freely from position A to C, the entire potential energy, now here it is converted to that kinetic energy, whereas the kinetic energy previously which was 0, now the potential energy becomes 0, but however throughout the journey the total amount of the energy remains constant, or in this way we can say that for a free falling body the energy at every instant of time remain conserved. So therefore now graphically if we represent this one, then we can say that the graphically if we represent, then at one instant we will find out that the potential energy was maximum, however it becomes reduced gradually and becomes 0 at point C. Similarly, at one instant or initially that the kinetic energy was 0, but however it goes on increasing, and whenever it is reaching at C it becomes maximum. But however in all these cases that you will see that the total amount of the energy becomes mgh, and just at the middle of the distance, or mid of the distance whenever it is traveling, so at that condition only we can say that potential energy and kinetic energy both will be same. Therefore that the law of conservation of energy, or the principle of conservation of energy, is verified in case of a free falling body. Now the second example, the principle of conservation of energy can be verified in case of a simple pendulum. Let us take an example that a simple pendulum is suspended from a rigid surface and it was kept rest at position A, and this is from the ground level. So at position A, if the height from the ground is h, then at A, initially at rest condition, initially at rest. Now here we will find out that the potential energy possessed by that simple pendulum at A, U, this becomes mgh height from the ground. Whereas kinetic energy K, that is equal to half mv square, and since V is equal to 0 means the body is at rest, so therefore we can say that half m into 0, or this becomes 0. So therefore at A we can say that the potential energy is equal to mgh, this is maximum, and kinetic energy is 0. Now in such cases the total amount of the energy possessed by the body, total mechanical energy possessed by the body, that is equal to mgh. When the body is left from that initial position, and whenever it is reached up to its mean point or mean position, in such cases we can say that whenever the body has traveled up to a certain distance, let the displacement be x. So in this case at position B, we can now say at position B, since the height from the ground h is equal to 0, so therefore the potential energy U, that becomes 0, mg into 0, so this becomes 0. So it doesn't have any sorts of potential energy. Whereas if it has displaced up to an extent of, that means s displacement, which is equal to kinetic energy, that becomes half mv square, or in such cases we can say that half m into v square is equal to 2gh, so therefore half m into 2gh, or at this position we can say the amount of the energy, kinetic energy, this becomes mgh, or all that potential energy is converted to kinetic energy. So here potential energy is 0 and kinetic energy is equal to mgh, thus we can say that the total amount of the energy, that becomes mgh. Similarly, when that pendulum is left, it has gone to its extreme position to the other side, and here also just before returning, it will come to the rest condition, then only it will return. So at position C, similarly, just as it has happened in case of A, similarly here also we will find out at C, at position C, potential energy, that will be equal to mgh, and kinetic energy, since it comes to rest just before returning, so in such cases kinetic energy becomes 0, therefore that the total amount of the energy, or the mechanical energy, that becomes mgh. Thus at every instant of time while the pendulum starts oscillating, at initially how much amount of the potential energy, at the extreme end also the potential energy remains same, but however in the meantime that it goes on changing to the kinetic energy, and finally kinetic energy changes to potential energy. But however at every instant of time A, B or C, that we find the total amount of the energy remains constant. Graphically, if we represent this one, the amount of energy with respect to that of the time period, then at initial condition we will find out it has maximum potential energy, and at mean point or at the middle, means when it will be the time period will be at the time period, that will be equal to 1/4 or 1/8 of that the time period, then we find that the potential energy, that becomes gradually, that reduces and becomes 0. Similarly, initially that kinetic energy was 0, but however it goes on increasing. At a certain point, that we find out that kinetic energy becomes maximum at B. So therefore, then again from B to C, when it is moving, the kinetic energy goes on decreasing and becomes 0, whereas the potential energy goes on increasing and becomes maximum at C. So therefore at this point we will find out this is your half of the time period, or T by 2, and this is T by 4. So in case of the T by 4 or 1/4 of the time period, that we will find out that kinetic energy becomes maximum, potential energy becomes zero. And similarly, it goes on decreasing, kinetic energy goes on decreasing by half of the time period. Then, at the same time, the potential energy goes on increasing. But however, the total amount of the energy becomes mgh at every instant. Similarly, if we'll find out at 1/8 of the time period, then at that position we'll be getting potential energy and kinetic energy both will be same. So likewise, wherever we'll find out these graphs are intersecting, in such cases that the potential energy and kinetic energy every time it will be remain same. And as it oscillates and comes back again in the same manner, the graph will go down, and that the potential energy or kinetic energy goes down while potential energy increases. So simultaneously it goes on increasing and decreasing. But however, there are some points, there are some times in which that we will find out potential energy and kinetic energy both are same. So this is all about your principle and verification of principle of conservation of energy.